Hi, in this video I want to teach you how to knit this beautiful hat. It's very easy to make, and here is the list of material you're going to need to make. To knit this hat, the yarn I'm going to use is from Loops and Thread Impeccable. It has 128 gram, 100% acrylic, medium 4, and the color is lavender. You're going to need 2 buttons. I'm going to use this type of buttons. You're going to need tapestry needle, scissor, measuring tape, and the netting needles are size 6 millimeters or US 10. This is the hat that I made for my Spanish tutorial, and I love this design. It's a beautiful popcorn stitch and very easy to make. They look amazing. This one I cast on 72 stitches. This is multiple of 4. So this one is for around 12 to 16 years old, for a person that age. And the one I'm going to make going to be for an adult, so I'm going to cast on 80 stitches. So to know the amount of yarn that you need to leave to cast on, you're going to wrap the yarn around your needle. For me, it's going to be 40 times, because I'm going to cast on 80 stitches. For this one was 36 times, because I cast on 72. So I'm going to do this like this. So let's pretend that it's 40 times. What you're going to do is you pull your yarn, fold it in half like this, and grab it here. And there is the amount of yarn that you will need for your tail. I'm going to do mine off camera, wrap around 40 times, and I will show you how to cast on. This is the amount of tail that I need for my 80 stitches. So I'm still holding it here. I'm going to do a slip knot. And that counts as my first stitch. So to cast on, I'm going to pass the loop to the needle, and this here is the tail, and this is the yarn attached to the ball of yarn. So I'm gonna grab it like this with these two fingers here, and I'm gonna pass my other two, my pointing finger and my thumb, through those 2 strands of yarn, and like that I will have a good tension to cast on. So by pulling my yarn like this, you see a cross in there, so you're going to pass your needle through that loop, and twisting your wrist, you're going to grab that strand of yarn on the other side and pass it through that loop. You move your thumb and you cast on your second stitch. If you already have knit before and you know another way to cast on, go ahead and cast on your stitches. So this is the way I cast on. It's easy for me. So I have 3. Don't pull your yarn too tight, because you don't want these stitches too tight. And again, you see the loop, you twist your wrist, grab that one there, pass it through, move your thumb, you have 4. Five. 6. 7, 8. Like that you're going to continue until you have your desired amount of stitches. Remember, this hat can be for a baby too, so what you have to do is cast less stitches. But remember, they have to be multiple of 4. When you finish casting on, you're going to grab the tail you have left and you're going to tie a knot. Not too tight, just enough to secure that stitch. So the first row gonna be 1 row of purl. So you're gonna purl your 80 or 72 stitches, or the amount of stitches that you're doing. like this. You're going to continue all the way to the end. Just doing pearls. To start, we're going to do 3 pearls together. Now we're going to pass your yarn to the back, and we're going to knit in that stitch, but we're going to keep that stitch in there. We don't going to drop that stitch. We're going to bring your yarn to the front. You're going to purl in the same stitch. You're going to bring your needle to the back, and you're going to knit in that stitch. So we're back again to have our 4 stitches. So you bring your yarn to the front, and you're going to purl 3 together. Yarn to the back, and again you're going to knit in that stitch. You're going to keep that stitch there, yarn to the front, purl in the same stitch, keep that stitch, and knit in that stitch. Again, you're going to purl 3 together. You're going to knit in that stitch. You don't going to drop that stitch. You're going to bring your yarn to the front. You're going to purl in that stitch. Bring the yarn to the back, and you're going to knit in that stitch. Like that. It's very easy. You might think it's a little intimidating, but it's not. Once you try to do just the first one, the other ones will be easy. So you'll purl 3 together. Bring your yarn to the back. You will knit 1. You see, you're keeping it there. I'm holding it with this finger here, that way it don't drop. So pass your yarn to the front. You see, it's easy. You just pass your needle through there and you purl. You're still holding it. Pass your yarn to the back, and you bring it through the front here, and you knit. And you drop that stitch. So again, you're gonna purl 3 together, yarn to the back, and you're gonna knit 1, purl 1, and do another knit in the same stitch, and then you drop that stitch. Like that, you're gonna continue all the way to the end. One more time, I'm going to show you. You bring your yarn to the front. You're going to purl 3 together. Bring your yarn to the back. And the next stitch, you're going to knit 1. Don't drop the stitch. This one in your left hand. Knit 1, purl 1, sorry, and knit another one. So you will have in those stitches 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit. Three together, and again 1 knit, 1 purl, and 1 net. I'm about to finish this row, so I have to do my 3 together. As in a purl stitch. So now I will do 1 net, 1 purl, and 1 net. And that was row number 2. The third row will be a row of purls. So now it's a row of purls. Purl all the way to the end. After you finish that row of purl, that was row number 3. Row number 4 will be the popcorn stitch, but instead of starting like row number 2 with 3 purls together, we're going to start working only in 1 stitch. We don't want the popcorn stitch to be exactly in a straight line. We want to be in different places like this. So to do that, and instead of starting like row number 2, here in row number 4 we're going to start with 1 net, 1 purl, and 1 net in the same stitch. Just by doing that, that will change the location of the stitches. So now we do 3 purls. And that's the repetition that we're gonna do for our entire hat. Again, 1 net, 1 purl, and 1 net in the same stitch. Again, 3 together on the purl stitch. Usually the third one is a little more difficult to grab because as we pull this one, we tie this one up, the last one. So we purl those 3 together. And again, 1 net, 1 purl, and 1 net in the same stitch. Like that you're going to continue all the way to the end. So just remember, the odd numbers, they are purls. So in the even number, sometimes you're gonna start with the 3 purls together, and sometimes with the 1 stitch working, 1 net, 1 purl, and 1 net. Okay. So continue doing this all the way to the end, and like that you start creating. You see, this is the popcorn stitch. You're about to finish row number 4. 1 net, 1 purl, and 1 net in the same stitch, and 3 purls together. So now row number 5 is purl. So you're gonna purl all this row. We're gonna start row 6, and it'll be again, we start with 3 purls together. So like you see, it's the same repetition. On the even numbers, one you start with 3 together, and in the next one with 1 stitch, working 1 net, 1 purl, 1 net. So you're going to continue doing that repetition until you have like 20 centimeters. This one measures 20. Okay? If you wanted a bigger hat, like a slouchy hat, you can do like 29 centimeters. But I'm going to do 20 for mine. Just like this one. It fits perfect, this size. That's why you need your measurement tape. So I will meet you here when I'm done my 20 centimeters. Remember, you have to make sure that each time you're gonna start this part where you do the popcorn stitch, you change the position of the stitch. Here I wanted to show you how it's looking so far, and look how nice that stitch look. It's beautiful. I done 10 centimeters so far, so I had to do 10 more. So here I have my 20 centimeters, and that was on row number 36. And now row number 37 is a purl row. So now I'm going to start with a decrease. For now on, every single row is a decrease until you have like 10 stitches left, 8, 9, 7, depend on the amount of stitches that you cast on. So next row is 2 together. You're going to purl 2 together. And 2 together. Like this, you're going to continue all the way to the end. The next row will be 2 together, and the next one, and the next one, until you have, like I say, just a few stitches left on your needle. So I will do mine off camera, and I'll let you know how many rows of decrease I will do, and I will show you how to continue next. Here I have 10 stitches left on my needle, and I did 3 rows. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the yarn long enough for sewing. And remember, it's better to leave extra yarn and not to have enough. Okay? So I like to leave a long tail. I'm going to cut it. And now we're going to sew with the tapestry needle. What we're going to do is we're going to pass every single stitches that we have on our needle and the tapestry needle. Like that. Pass it through and pull. I like always to pass the yarn twice, that way it's not just one strand of yarn. So I'm gonna pass it again through those 10 loops, and that is nice and secure on the top. Now here we're gonna sew in a zigzag. So you're gonna come in this side and sew in here. And on this side. Make sure that you sew even That way you don't have a longer piece at the end. So I'm going to continue sewing off camera. And when I finish, I will show you how to continue next. Here I finished sewing and I lost the 2 tails. If you like, you can leave your little hat like this. Yes, a simple little hat like this. But for mine, I'm gonna do this part. Exactly the same. It's very easy. For this one, I cast on 36 stitches. But for this one, I'm gonna cast on 40. So again, I'm gonna do exactly the same. Wrap around the yarn on my needle 20 times now. And this is the amount of yarn that I need for my tail. I'm gonna do slip knot again. And I'm gonna cast on 40 stitches. Once you have your stitches cast on, you're going to tie your little knot there. Now you're going to do 1 purl and 1 net. One purl and 1 net. 1 purl and 1 net. Like that, you're going to work for 6 centimeters, doing 1 purl and 1 net. So you're going to be doing purl the purl and net the nets. Now I'm going to do a purl. And I'm going to do a net. Now if you turn your work around, and that was the first row, you will have that net, and this side will be a purl. So you're going to start again with the purl. And the next one is a net. The next one is a purl. And the next one is a net. Like that, you're going to work until you have 6 centimeters in total. For me in this one, 9 row was the 6 centimeters. 9 row of this stitch. Remember, it's 1 net, 1 purl. You're going to cast off or bind off. So you're going to purl the first one. You're going to net the second one. And then you're going to pass that purl on top of the net. So you're going to purl the next one. And you're going to pass this one on top of that one. Like that. Now you're going to net the next one. And you're going to pass this one on top of that. And like that, you're casting off or bind off. So the next one is a purl. This one is a purl. You cast off or bind off as a purl. And the next one is a net. So you net that one. Like that, you're going to continue until you have 1 loop or 1 stitch left on your needle. Once you have 1 left, You're gonna cut your yarn. I'm gonna pull up, and through that loop I'm gonna pass the tail and secure that stitch like that. Now you're gonna lose that tail and this one here, and we're gonna attach this to the hat. Now you're gonna cut a piece of yarn for sewing. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold this in half. This is the seam here of the back. You hardly see it, but that's the seam in there. You're gonna fold it in half like that. So this is the center of the back and this is the center of the front. So you're gonna do the same with this. Fold it in half, and then you're gonna put it here like that. And here is where you're gonna sew this. You're gonna sew from the center this way and from the center that way. From here. In a zigzag. And I'm gonna show you a trick. You pull the tail long enough and you leave it there. With that tail I'm gonna sew from that half to the other side, and with this one here I will sew this half. That way I don't have pieces of yarn only in the beginning and at the end. So you're going to sew in a zigzag here. Like this, all the way to the end. And you don't want to see any seam in there. When you finish sewing, it will be like this. Just like that. Now what you're going to do is, with the buttons, you're going to fold this little tip up like that. You're going to sew one button in there. And you go fold this other corner like that. And sew the other button in there, like this. So I'm gonna do this off camera. Remember, grab the two part, the top and this bottom, okay, to secure the bottom there, like that. I'm gonna sew it and I'll show you the end result of this one. Well, here is the result. Now I'm gonna put it on my model and you will see the hat on. Well, the amount of yarn that I use for these hats is very little. Remember I mentioned 128 grams each ball of yarn, so I have here like half or more than half of the ball of yarn left from this one. So if you are one of those ladies that like to make stuff for sale, this is a great deal making these hats. Well, here is the end result and it looks fantastic. Look how nice that hat looks. Well, I hope you guys like it and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber. If you make this hat and you want to send me some pictures, you can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Statement. Remember, the pink one is a little bit smaller than this one, but both of them will fit my 15 years old daughter. So have a beautiful day.